beautiful people. We are very happy to have you back here. Thank you very much for always coming out here. First time in 22 years of democracy, Senate goes against agreement reached with the sitting president. For the first time since the country returned to democracy in 1999, the Senate yesterday reneged on an agreement it reached with a sitting president as the lawmakers overwhelmingly threw out a bill seeking to amend the new Electoral Act 2022. According to analysts, that was the first time the National Assembly will reach an agreement with a sitting president and go against it. The executive request was made by PresidentBuhar to amend the Electoral Act signed into law on February 25, 2022. Buhari had requested that the National Assembly should delete Section 84(12) in brackets, which mandates government appointees to resign their positions 3 months ahead of primary elections of political parties in the newly signed Electoral Act 2022. Owing to the development on the Red Chamber yesterday, opponents urged that there might be distrust between the executive and the National Assembly going forward, adding that it will negatively impact future bills. The analyst pointed out that right from the tenure of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, and Goodluck Jonathan, when the president wants to get a bill signed, they will agree with the National Assembly on areas they want removed or included, and it will be done as agreed by both arms of government. Therefore, they noted that for the Senate not to abide with what was agreed with, the executive would endanger future bills because the president would not listen to them again. By their act, they have broken a sacrosanct tradition that is done everywhere in the world that practices democracy. This would have major impact on future bills and with future presidents. The source who pleaded to remain anonymous said. Another source explained further, the president had wanted veto the reworked Electoral Act but was sensitive about the mode of the nation and the impacts another delay would have on the 2023 elections calendar. Instead, he raised the issue of the continuance clause with the leadership of the National Assembly, who went to meet their caucus to discuss the president's concerns. They came back to the president that they have agreed to expunge the continuance clause that infringes on the constitutional right of political appointees to vote or be voted for from the bill after he signed the bill into law. Having extracted that comment from the leadership of the National Assembly, the president proceeded to sign the bill into law and immediately followed with a request for an amendment based on the understanding reached with the lawmakers. It is therefore a betrayal of the understanding for the lawmakers to now turn around to reject the request from the president to amend the law to bring it in conformity with the Constitution. Reacting to the request by the president that Section 84(12) in brackets be deleted in the new Electoral Act 2022, the source argued that the section of the law was discriminatory because it allows elected officers to perpetuate themselves. That means they will have no challenge from appointed officers, he added. However, the Electoral Act Amendment Bill was rejected by the lawmakers when it came for second reading on the floor during plenary amidst a mid-drama. There were strong indications before plenary that the senators will kick against the bill despite the position of the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawal, that the Red Chamber will go ahead to consider the bill, notwithstanding a court order barring it from doing so. The court had, in a ruling delivered by Enyong Eko on an ex parte application by the People's Democratic Party, buried the President Muhammadu Buhari, the Attorney General of the Federation, and the Senate President from tampering with the newly amended Electoral Act 2022. The court maintained that the Electoral Act, having become a valid law, could not be altered without following the due process of law. The move to reject the bill was signed by a point of order from Senate Ahmed Alairo for it to be stepped down after the Senate leader Yahya Abdullahi moved a motion for the bill to be read a second time. Alairo, who came under a point of order, drew the attention of the colleagues to the provision of Rule 52(5) in bracket of the Senate Standing Order. The Order 52(5) in bracket provides that reference shall not be made to any matter on which a judiciary decision is pending in such a way as might, in the opinion of the President of the Senate, prejudice the interests of parties thereto. Alairo therefore advised the upper chamber to step down further consideration of the bill pending the vacation of a court order delivered by the Federal High Court, Abuja, on Monday. The senator maintained that going ahead with the amendment of the Act would be clear conflict with the sub judice rule in law, which prevents the legislature from deliberating or considering any matter already before a court of competent jurisdiction. Alairo explained, going ahead to consider the bill obviously will mean that we are disrespecting that order, and this is an institution of the Senate, the symbol of Nigeria's law-making body. We would not be seen to be disobeying the court order, no matter how bad that court order is. We should respect it. So, I am of the opinion that we should stop considering the bill pending the time the court set aside that order, and I think I am speaking the opinion of my colleagues here. Okay, the writer said they won't go against money borrowing that kills the country's economy, but we vote against electoral act that will help bring in better candidates. I believe this is just a master plan game. Guys, I'm dropping it here. Kindly share your thoughts with us below the comment section. Don't forget to give us thumbs up. Thank you very much for always having you here. Bye for now.